Alex, I am so thrilled to be doing this interview with you. At the result,
a simple moment of kindness from Eala has set off a chain of events that nobody in tennis ever expected, and it has now resulted in an incredible $50 million surprise that has completely stunned the sport. Hello everyone, and welcome back to Cortiva Tennis, where we do more than just give you the news, because we take you deep into the heart of the game itself. But today is truly different from anything we have covered before. This is not a story about match points or powerful forehand winners or clever drop shots that leave opponents guessing. This is a story about a single human moment that was pure and natural and full of emotion, and it spread far beyond the tennis court, reaching into the very soul of the sport. It is a moment so surprising and so deeply rewarding that it has shaken the entire foundation of professional tennis, leaving players talking quietly in locker rooms, executives thinking hard in their boardrooms, and big sponsors completely rethinking everything they believed they understood. Everyone shares the exact same reaction, which is complete shock and total silence. We have all seen major sponsorship agreements in the past. We have watched Nike and Adidas and Rolex put their names alongside the biggest players in tennis. But what we are telling you about today is completely different from anything the sport has ever seen before. This story is about the pride of the Philippines, the young tennis star Eala, a billionaire businessman, and something as simple as a sweaty old tennis racket. But from that small kind act came a gift in return that is so amazing. People close to the situation are talking about a contract worth tens of millions of dollars every single year. That is a number that has apparently broken every record in the sport. Yes, you understood correctly, millions of dollars, not for winning trophies or championships, but for a simple act of kindness. Just a few hours ago, the internet exploded, rumors spread everywhere, and people were guessing wildly on social media. Now it is official. Sheikh Khaled Al Rashid has put out a statement, and the words inside it have completely transformed Alex's life forever. Keep watching, because every part of this story is important. It shows that sometimes, just sometimes, nice people, or in this case, nice women, do not finish last. They finish with an entire empire. If you enjoy tennis, if you love heartwarming stories that bring back your belief in sport, and if you want the real facts behind the deal everyone is whispering about, then hit that like button, subscribe to Champions Tennis, and turn on the notification bell, because you absolutely do not want to miss this deep dive into the story that has the whole world watching with tears of happiness. To really understand just how big this gift is, we first need to look at where Eala was mentally, physically, and emotionally before this amazing moment ever took place. Let us go back in time a bit. Alex has been working non-stop, and anyone who knows about the Middle East part of the tennis calendar understands just how brutal it can be. The heat is unbearable, the air is dry, the schedule never stops, and the competition is the toughest you will find anywhere. We saw her in Abu Dhabi fighting for every single point and refusing to give up. We felt the disappointment in Qatar, where she had to leave early even though she put everything she had into every rally. For a young player like Eala, moments like these are serious tests of your inner strength. You are far away from home, carrying the heavy weight of representing the Philippines, a country that watches your every move, where every loss feels like a huge national letdown, and every win feels like everyone can finally breathe again. She is not just playing for herself. She is playing for millions of Filipinos who look at her as a symbol of hope. She walked onto the court for this recent exhibition match, which was a big event attended by royalty and very important people, and she looked determined and focused, but also clearly worn out. The critics had been loud with their doubts. Can she break into the top 50? Is she really ready to compete at the highest level? The noise was everywhere, but Alex stayed quiet and let her racket do the talking. The match itself was something to watch, filled with amazing rallies and incredible athletic moves. Yet this time around, the final score was not what counted most. What really mattered was who happened to be watching from the stands. Sitting right in the front row inside the VIP section, surrounded by security, but watching with wide, excited eyes, was the young daughter of Sheikh Khaled Al Rashid. He is known for being extremely private and quietly generous, and he rarely ever makes public statements. but he truly loves tennis. And his daughter is a huge superfan, with people who were there saying the little girl held onto her seat completely captivated by everything Alex did on that court. She was holding a small flag from the Philippines. The little girl was not cheering for the top-ranked player in the world or any of the famous legends of a sport. She was cheering for Alex. When the match finished, the applause was the kind of polite clapping you expect at fancy events where only invited guests attend. Alex wiped the sweat from her face, feeling exhausted, packed up her bag, and got ready to leave just like most players do. Maybe she would sign a few oversized tennis balls, wave quickly to the crowd, and then head back to the locker room for some ice and a look at her phone. But Alex stopped. She had noticed something in the stands. She had seen the little girl. According to security people who were standing close by, Alex walked over toward the VIP barrier. This immediately made the guards nervous. You do not just walk up close to Sheikh Khaled Al Rashid's family, but he raised his hand and told them to relax. Alex looked at the young girl, who was frozen with excitement and amazement, not knowing that her birthday was only a few days away and seeing only the clear passion of a true fan in her eyes. In a moment that was completely unplanned, totally natural, and came straight from her heart, Alex reached into her bag. She did not pull out a wristband or a towel. She pulled out the racket she had just used in the match, the very tool she fights the best players in the world with, something that feels like part of her own body, something every professional athlete treasures and never simply gives away. But Alex did exactly that. She handed it over the barrier, smiled her kind, unforgettable smile, and told her, "This is for you, keep dreaming." The crowd let out a gasp, cameras flashed everywhere, and the little girl started crying while holding the racket like it was made of pure gold. Sheikh Khaled Al Rashid stood up from his seat and stayed silent, just giving Alex a deep, respectful nod. Alex walked away thinking she had simply made a child happy, with no idea that she had just planted a seed that would grow into a forest of money. For a few hours, nothing happened. Social media talked about it a little, with people saying how sweet Alex is, and then everyone moved on. Or at least that is what it looked like. But out of sight, things were already starting to happen. And inside the home of Sheikh Khaled Al Rashid, quiet conversations were just getting started. This was sparked not just by the racket itself, but by what that simple, kind act stood for in a world full of big egos and demanding personalities. Alex Ella's decision to give away her most valuable item, the very racket she uses to compete against the top players in the world, stood out not because it was a big show, but because it showed such genuine humility. She wanted nothing back for it. According to people close to the family, it was never really about the racket at all. It was about the human connection. Sheikh Khaled Al Rashid saw in Alex not just someone who plays tennis well, but a true champion in life. He saw a person whose kindness and passion were just as real as her talent. He wanted to do more than simply say thank you. He wanted to send a message to make sure that someone with a heart and drive like hers would never have to struggle for support again. While Alex was resting in her hotel room, maybe looking at her phone or talking to her parents, a messenger from the royal family was sent out. Not long after that big news hit every wire service. An official announcement came from Sheikh Khaled's office. The statement said, in part, "Today, my daughter received a gift that she will hold on to forever." But more than the actual object, she learned a lesson about generosity from Alexandra Eala. In a world that often runs on deals and transactions, Miss Eala showed us the beauty of a real human moment. Her kindness not only touched my daughter's heart, but also reminded all of us about the true meaning of caring and dedication. And then came the news that made jaws drop everywhere around the world. To honor this spirit and support a young athlete who carries the future of the sport with such beauty, I am proud to announce an exclusive partnership. My organization will now officially sponsor Alexandra Ella's career going forward. This was not some small gesture like a logo on a sleeve, a few pairs of shoes, or a regular trophy. Information that has leaked suggests the deal is worth tens of millions of dollars every single year, and it includes full coaching support, access to the best training centers in the Middle East and Europe, private jet travel for tournaments, top-of-the-line equipment, medical teams, nutrition experts, wild cards, and entry into major events. This kind of backing is usually saved for legends like Roger Federer or Serena Williams. Yet Alex received all of this not for winning a Grand Slam title, but for winning someone's heart. Reports say she was in her hotel lobby when the group arrived carrying the contract. And as she read through the details, she started crying, her hands shaking while she held the papers. In a video that is spreading quickly online, you can see Alex crying, her words simple but deeply meaningful. "I only wanted to make her smile. I never expected any of this. I have never experienced anything like this in my life. Thank you. Thank you so much." Her reaction was not about greed, but about pure relief. The relief that comes from knowing all her effort, sacrifices, and passion had finally been noticed and appreciated. You cannot overstate just how big this deal really is. Tennis costs an enormous amount of money to play at a high level, and for athletes coming from Southeast Asia, just covering travel expenses can run into millions, which forces many gifted players to give up on their dreams entirely. But for Alex, the path ahead just became incredibly easier, and the whole world got to see a moment where simple, genuine kindness led to a life-changing opportunity. With this agreement, Eala no longer has to worry about money. She can focus completely on her tennis, bring in the best coaches to help her reach the top 10, and take care of her body using the finest medical resources that money can provide. This makes things fair, giving the underdog from the Philippines the kind of support that is usually only available to the biggest names in the sport. Other players are reportedly shocked, some are jealous, of course, but most are truly amazed. The takeaway is clear. Who you are as a person matters. Being a good human being counts for something. Sheikh Khaled Al Rashid is not just investing in a tennis player, he is investing in someone who represents something bigger. He sees Alex as a bridge between Asia and the Middle East, a symbol of the new generation of global tennis stars. Here at Cortiva Tennis, we have followed Alex ever since her junior days, watched her win at the US Open Juniors, and fight her way through the ITF circuit. We always knew she had the skill, but we also recognized she had that special quality, the charm, the modesty, and the warmth that naturally attracts people to her. This is like a real-life fairy tale. A reminder that you never truly know who is watching, and that one small action like signing a ball or giving away a racket can come back to you 1,000 times over. Sheikh Khaled Al Rashid has given a young woman the power to follow her dreams without any limits holding her back. And to his daughter, happy birthday. You did not just get a tennis racket, you helped start something that will become a lasting legacy. Could this be the moment that changes everything for Eala? Might we see her in the top 10 next year with this kind of support behind her? What would you do if you were in her place receiving a deal like this? Leave a comment below saying "Go Alex" if you are cheering for her success. There are whispers going around about a possible exhibition match in Manila to celebrate this partnership, and you can be sure Cortiva Tennis will be there to cover it all. From the tennis court to the royal palace, this has been a day that will go down in history. Until we meet again, keep your head high, keep playing, and always, always choose kindness. You just never know what incredible thing might be waiting for you just ahead. This has been Cortiva Tennis saying goodbye for now.